Did you know that some of the products you've been using for years, the very things you rely on to keep your home sparkling clean and safe, might actually be introducing hidden dangers? It's a surprising thought, isn't it? We trust those familiar bottles and sprays, the ones our mothers and grandmothers might have used. To get the job done, we use them to wipe away grime, disinfect surfaces, and keep everything looking tidy. But the truth is, as our bodies change with age, the way we react to certain chemicals changes too. What might have been mildly irritating in our younger years could become a significant problem later on, affecting our breathing, our skin, or even just making us feel generally unwell without us ever connecting it to the cleaning supplies under the sink. It's a painful reality to consider that our efforts to maintain a clean home could inadvertently be putting our health at risk, especially when we're over the age of 70. But here's the thing, it doesn't have to be that way. Understanding these potential issues is the first step towards making safer choices. Choices that protect your well-being while still keeping your home clean and comfortable. In this video, we're going to shine a light on 3 common cleaning products that are particularly important to be mindful of as you get older. We'll talk about why they might be more problematic now than they used to be, the specific risks they pose, and most importantly, what wonderfully effective and safer alternatives are available to you. It's about empowering you with knowledge so you can make informed decisions for your own health and safety right in your own home. Stay with me until the very end, because I've got a simple principle that will surprise you with how much it changes your perspective on cleaning safety. Let's start with the first one, something many of us have under the sink right now, often seen as the go-to for serious disinfecting and whitening bleach. You know, the kind with that really strong, distinctive smell. For decades, bleach has been a household staple, synonymous with germ killing and getting things really, really clean. And yes, it is effective at killing bacteria and viruses, which is why it's been so widely used, particularly in places like bathrooms and kitchens where hygiene is paramount. But that powerful ability to kill germs comes from some pretty potent chemistry. And it's that potency that can become more of a concern as we age. The active ingredient in most household bleach is sodium hypochlorite. And while it's diluted, it still releases fumes, those strong vapors you smell when you open the bottle or use it in a poorly ventilated space. For someone who might have a pre-existing respiratory condition, like asthma, COPD, or even just age-related changes in lung capacity, inhaling those fumes can be much more irritating and problematic than it would be for a younger person. It can trigger coughing, wheezing, shortness of breath, and just generally make it harder to breathe comfortably. Think about leaning over a toilet bowl you're cleaning with bleach, or scrubbing a shower stall. You're in a confined space, breathing in those vapors directly. This can be particularly challenging for older adults who may not have the same lung resilience they once did. Beyond the respiratory issues, bleach is also a strong irritant to the skin and eyes. If you get it on your skin, it can cause dryness, redness, and irritation. For older adults whose skin may be thinner and more fragile, this irritation can be more pronounced and take longer to heal. A splash in the eye, even a small one, can cause significant pain and require immediate medical attention. Handling large, heavy bottles of bleach, especially when hands might not be as strong or steady as they once were, increases the risk of spills and splashes. Imagine trying to pour bleach into a washing machine or a bucket. A slight tremor, a moment of distraction, and you could have a chemical spill on your hands, literally. And let's not forget one of the biggest dangers with bleach: mixing it with other common household cleaners. This is incredibly risky and something everyone should avoid. But it's especially critical to be aware of as you get older. And maybe your memory isn't quite as sharp, or you're just trying to get a tough cleaning job done efficiently. Mixing bleach with ammonia found in some glass cleaners and other products creates toxic chloramine gas, which can cause severe respiratory problems, chest pain, and even be life-threatening. Mixing it with acids like vinegar, toilet bowl cleaners, or rust removers produces chlorine gas. which is also highly toxic and was even used as a chemical weapon in World War I. The symptoms are similar to chloramine gas, but can be even more severe. The potential for accidentally mixing incompatible cleaners is a serious risk. And as we age, managing multiple bottles and remembering strict rules about what not to mix can become more challenging, especially if cleaning supplies are stored in a cluttered area or if vision isn't perfect for reading labels. So, what can you do instead of relying on harsh bleach? The good news is, there are many effective and much safer alternatives available. For disinfecting surfaces, consider using hydrogen peroxide. The standard 3% solution you find in drugstores is a great disinfectant. Pour it on a surface. Let it bubble for a few minutes, that's it working. And then wipe it clean. It breaks down into water and oxygen, leaving no harmful residue or fumes behind. It's much gentler on the respiratory system and skin. And while you still wouldn't want to get it in your eyes, the vapors aren't toxic like bleach fumes. Another excellent option for general cleaning and disinfecting is rubbing alcohol, specifically isopropyl alcohol with at least 70% concentration. It evaporates quickly and kills many germs. You can use it on countertops, doorknobs, and other frequently touched surfaces. Again, the fumes are less problematic than bleach, and it's less irritating to the skin, though it can be drying for whitening laundry. Instead of bleach, try using oxygen-based bleach products often labeled as color-safe bleach. These use hydrogen peroxide or sodium percarbonate, which are much gentler than chlorine bleach. You can also try natural methods like sun-drying white clothes, as the sun is a natural whitener. For cleaning the bathroom, instead of bleach-based toilet bowl cleaners, look for products based on citric acid or other plant-based cleaners. Or, a simple paste of baking soda and water can clean many surfaces effectively. For scrubbing tiles and grout, baking soda is a fantastic, non-toxic abrasive. You can mix it with a little water to form a paste, scrub, and rinse. If you need something stronger for mold or mildew, hydrogen peroxide or a solution of white vinegar and water used separately, never mixed with bleach, can often do the trick. White vinegar, in fact, is a powerful natural cleaner and disinfectant for many surfaces. Although you should avoid using it on natural stone like granite or marble as the acid can damage them. The key is to ventilate the area well no matter what cleaner you're using. But with safer alternatives, the consequences of inadequate ventilation are far less severe than with bleach. Making the switch from bleach isn't just about avoiding a single chemical. It's about creating a healthier indoor air environment, reducing the risk of accidental chemical burns or respiratory distress, and simplifying your cleaning routine with products that are effective yet much gentler on your body. It might take a little getting used to, especially if you're accustomed to that strong bleach smell that feels like clean, but your lungs and skin will thank you for it. So, while stepping away from harsh bleach is a great start, it's not the only cleaner posing potential issues. There are a couple of other common household helpers that deserve a closer look, especially as we get a little older and tasks involving bending, kneeling, and strong chemicals become more challenging or risky. Let's talk about another one that's often associated with tough jobs: oven cleaner. Cleaning the oven is one of those chores that many people dread. Baked-on grease and carbon deposits can be incredibly stubborn, and conventional oven cleaners are formulated with very powerful chemicals to break through that grime. These cleaners typically contain extremely strong alkaline substances, like sodium hydroxide lye or potassium hydroxide. These are caustic chemicals, meaning they can cause severe burns on contact with skin, eyes, or even the respiratory tract if the fumes are inhaled. When you spray or apply these cleaners inside the oven, especially a warm oven, though many require a cold oven now, which is a bit safer, you're often working in a confined space. You have to bend down, reach into the back of the oven, and deal with fumes that can be intense and irritating. For older adults, bending and kneeling can be difficult or painful, increasing the risk of losing balance and getting the cleaner on themselves. Reading the fine print on the can about ventilation and wearing gloves can also be tricky if eyesight isn't perfect. The fumes from these strong alkaline cleaners are also a significant concern. They can irritate the lungs and throat, causing coughing, difficulty breathing, and burning sensations. Someone with a respiratory condition would be particularly vulnerable to these effects. And imagine the consequences of accidentally getting even a small amount of this highly corrosive substance in your eye. It can cause severe, permanent damage very quickly. The sheer strength of these chemicals means that even a tiny splash or inadequate ventilation can lead to a painful and potentially serious incident. Using these products requires careful handling, wearing heavy-duty gloves, ensuring excellent ventilation by opening windows and doors wide, and sometimes even wearing eye protection. These are all precautions that are easier to overlook or find cumbersome as we get older. The weight of the spray cans, the force needed to press the nozzle, the awkward positions required to reach all parts of the oven. These factors collectively increase the risk of an accident with a highly dangerous chemical. But just like with bleach, you don't have to resort to these harsh, caustic cleaners to get a clean oven. There are effective alternatives that are much safer to use. One of the most popular and effective natural methods is using baking soda and water. You can create a thick paste of baking soda and water and spread it all over the inside surfaces of your oven, avoiding the heating elements. Let it sit overnight. This is where the magic happens. The baking soda works to loosen the baked-on grease and grime. The next day, wearing gloves, gentle ones, are fine here. Just for the mess, simply wipe out the paste with a damp cloth. For stubborn spots, you might need a little scrubbing with a non-scratch pad. You can use a spray bottle with vinegar to spritz remaining baking soda residue and wipe clean. The vinegar reacts with the baking soda and helps lift it away. This method requires some time for the paste to work, but it involves no harsh fumes, no risk of chemical burns from corrosive lye, and the ingredients are incredibly inexpensive and found in most kitchens. Another option is to look for commercial oven cleaners that are specifically labeled as fume-free or self-scouring. These products often use different, less caustic formulations, though it's still wise to read the ingredients and precautions carefully. Some contain enzymes or milder solvents. While perhaps not as instantly powerful as the traditional lye-based cleaners, they get the job done effectively with significantly reduced health risks. Regular, lighter cleaning of your oven is also key to avoiding the need for such harsh products in the first place. Wiping up spills as soon as they happen, while the oven is cool, can prevent that difficult baked-on mess from forming. Using oven liners, silicone or disposable aluminum foil sheets placed on the bottom rack. Making sure not to block vents can catch drips and spills. These small preventative steps mean the eventual deep clean is much easier and can often be handled with just soap and water or the baking soda paste method. Now, let's move on to the third common cleaning product that might be worth reconsidering, especially as we age. This one might seem less obviously dangerous than bleach or oven cleaner, but it presents a different kind of risk, particularly for respiratory health and even fall prevention aerosol sprays. We use aerosols for all sorts of cleaning tasks: furniture polish, air fresheners, disinfectants, glass cleaner. They're convenient. A quick spray and you're done. But that convenience comes with a few drawbacks. First, aerosols release tiny particles and volatile organic compounds, VOCs, into the air. VOCs are gases emitted from certain solids or liquids, and they can have short and long-term adverse health effects. Inhaling these fine particles and VOCs can be irritating to the lungs and airways. For older adults, especially those with asthma, allergies, or other respiratory sensitivities, these irritants can trigger coughing, wheezing, and breathing difficulties. Using multiple aerosol products in a closed space can significantly reduce indoor air quality. Think about polishing furniture and then spraying air freshener. You're filling the air with a cocktail of chemicals that you and everyone else in the home are breathing in. Beyond the respiratory concerns, some aerosol products, like furniture polish, can create slippery surfaces. A quick spray on a table and some overspray drifting onto the floor creates a subtle, invisible hazard. For older adults who may be less steady on their feet, a small slippery patch on the floor can easily lead to a slip and a potentially serious fall. The cans themselves can also be heavy or awkward to hold and spray, particularly for those with arthritis or reduced hand strength. Pressing the button consistently can be difficult, leading to uneven application and more overspray. While perhaps not as acutely toxic as drinking bleach, the cumulative effect of regularly using aerosol sprays in your home can contribute to poorer indoor air quality, which is linked to a variety of health issues over time. Many air fresheners, in particular, contain artificial fragrances that are complexes of various chemicals, and these can be significant irritants for some people, triggering headaches, allergic reactions, and respiratory symptoms. Masking odors with strong artificial scents doesn't actually clean the air. It just adds more chemicals to it. Fortunately, there are many excellent non-aerosol alternatives available for most cleaning tasks. For furniture polishing, look for liquid polishes that you apply with a cloth. Or, even better, use natural oils like olive oil or linseed oil on a cloth for wood test in an inconspicuous spot first. This method eliminates the aerosol propellants and the risk of airborne particles and slippery overspray on the floor. For air freshening, the safest and most effective method is ventilation. Open windows and doors to let fresh air circulate. Address the source of odors rather than just masking them. Use baking soda in areas like refrigerators or litter boxes to absorb smells. For a pleasant scent, consider simmering spices like cinnamon and cloves on the stove. Using essential oil diffusers, be mindful of potential sensitivities in pets, or simply bringing fresh flowers or plants into your home. For glass cleaning, look for pump spray bottles instead of aerosols. Or even better, make your own glass cleaner with a mixture of white vinegar and water about half and half. This is incredibly effective and leaves no streaks or harmful fumes. Many all-purpose cleaners are available in pump spray bottles or concentrates that you dilute, avoiding the aerosol issue entirely. Understanding the potential issues with those three common cleaners, bleach, harsh oven cleaners, and aerosol sprays, is a big step, isn't it? It might feel a bit overwhelming thinking about changing habits you've had for years. Perhaps habits passed down through generations. You might be thinking, but I've always used these, and my home is clean. And that's true. They do clean. But the good news is, making your home safer for yourself now is absolutely achievable. And it doesn't mean your home will be any less clean. It just means you're choosing different tools for the job. Tools that are kinder to your lungs, your skin, and your overall well-being as you get older. Remember, small changes can truly make a big difference to your health and happiness. You don't have to switch everything out tomorrow. Maybe start with one product. When your current bottle of bleach runs out, try buying hydrogen peroxide or an oxygen bleach alternative instead. When it's time to clean the oven, try the baking soda paste method. When your favorite aerosol air freshener is empty, commit to opening a window more often or trying a simple baking soda box. Making these transitions isn't about being perfect. It's about being mindful and making gradual shifts towards a healthier living environment. Your home is your sanctuary, the place where you should feel safest and most comfortable. By being aware of the potential downsides of certain chemicals and choosing gentler alternatives, you're actively investing in your health and independence. It's empowering to know that you have control over the kinds of substances you bring into your home and breathe in every day. And it's often surprising how well these simpler, less toxic alternatives work. Sometimes we think powerful cleaning requires harsh chemicals, but often, things like plain white vinegar, baking soda, hydrogen peroxide, and even just good old soap and water, when used correctly with a little patience and elbow grease, can achieve excellent results without the associated risks of strong fumes, burns, or respiratory irritation. They're also often more cost-effective and better for the environment. Think about how much more comfortable it would be to clean your bathroom or kitchen without that sharp chemical smell, or to polish your furniture without worrying about creating a slippery patch on the floor. These little improvements add up to a more pleasant and significantly safer home environment. Taking these steps is a form of self-care. ensuring that your ability to live independently and comfortably in your own home is supported by the choices you make about everyday tasks like cleaning. It's about reducing unnecessary exposure to substances that could potentially exacerbate existing health conditions or create new ones over time. It's about peace of mind, knowing that the products you're using are effective yet gentle. So, I encourage you to take a look under your sink or in your cleaning cupboard. Identify those products we talked about and consider making a switch when they run out. Do a little research on safer alternatives that appeal to you. You might find that you prefer the results you get with simpler ingredients anyway. And the surprising principle I mentioned at the start, it's this: good ventilation is your best friend, no matter what cleaner you use. Even with the safest products, fresh air helps to circulate away any residual particles or natural scents and keeps your indoor air healthy. So, get into the habit of opening a window or two while you clean, even for just a few minutes. It's a simple act that dramatically improves air quality. I hope this has given you some helpful things to think about. Have you already switched to safer cleaning products? Do you have a favorite natural cleaner you swear by? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your tips could help someone else. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel for more tips on living your best life at every age. Taking care of yourself and your home goes hand in hand. Live your best life at every age.